Canberra, Australia. A 73-year-old Australian fisherman said Monday that he caught a far bigger fish than he hoped for when a 9-foot great white shark leapt into his boat, knocking him off his feet. Terry Selwood was left with a badly bruised and bleeding right arm, where the airborne shark struck him with a pectoral fin as it landed on him on the deck of the 15-foot power boat Saturday off Evans Head, 450 miles north of Sydney. Selwood sprung up on the gunwale at the bow of the boat to avoid the thrashing shark and steadied himself by clinging to the tubular metal frame of the sun shelter, known as a bimini. And quad idn and a pose T give it a chance to look me in the eyes. I wanted to get up and get on top of the gunwale because it was thrashing around madly and quote, Selwood told Australian Broadcasting Corporation and quote Flash Gordon WOULD and a pose T have caught me and quote, he said, referring to the athletic science fiction comic book hero of the 1930s. Selwood used a handheld radio to call the Evans Head Coast Guard and stayed on the gunwale until a rescue boat arrived. Coast Guard skipper Bill Bates said he misread the danger when Selwood reported his predicament. And he said, and a pose I and a pose am injured, I and a pose V broken my arm, I and a pose V got lacerations and THERE and a pose S a shark in my boat and a pose and quote, Bates said. And quite often a fisherman will bring a small shark on board, maybe 2 or 3 feet, and THEY and a pose re still ferocious. THAT and a pose S what I was expecting, but I was totally wrong and quote, he added. The Coast Guard crew rescued Selwood but left the shark alone. The shark was estimated to weigh 440 pounds. And quote, the shark was thrashing inside the boat, taking up the entire deck area. There was no way YOU and a pose D put a foot in there and quote, Bates said. The Coast Guard took Selwood to paramedics at Evans Head, where his badly swollen arm was cleared of any fracture. The Coast Guard later towed SELWOOD and a pose S boat with the shark into Evans Head just before nightfall. And quote, we think it was already dead at that stage, but no one was game to put their finger in to find out and quote, Bates said. Why the shark flung itself over the motor and into the anchored boat is a mystery. Selwood said he was sitting on a cooler, known generically in Australia by the popular brand name Esky, with 2 hand lines off the port and starboard sides of the boat when he saw one of the lines move, as if a fish was hooked. And quote, I hopped up off the Esky, I touched the hand line, and I just caught a blur coming in the corner of me eye, and just out of instinct and quote, Selwood said. And quote, I threw me right arm up, and this thing hit me in the forearm, and spun me around, and knocked me off me feet. And quote, this thing was beside me, and I looked over and thought, and a pose oh, a bloody shark. And a pose, so I just climbed. He was doing a mad dance around, he was thrashing everywhere and quote, he added. Selwood said he and a pose LL have to replace destroyed equipment, including buckets and coolers, before returning to the fishing spot he and a pose S visited for more than 50 years. And quote, EDIDN and a pose T do anything structural to me boat, it just smashed anything that was in his road. You can understand, he was a wild creature out of his comfort zone and quote, Selwood said. Send a letter to the editor